Let's start our today's Abhidhamma study. Paying homage to the Buddha, let's recite Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Today we are going to study about Karma in the chapter 5. Here we have announced for the study plans of Abhidhamma up to the chapter 6. Chapter 6. Today I want to let you know that we have a little bit changed the study plan. Although we have planned to go through all the 6 chapters, but for this year we could not finish all. Then we will finish the chapter 5. And also I combined the 2 lessons about the plane of existence, including lifespan and individual. So the lesson 39 include all the information. So lesson 14 becomes about the nature of karma. Then we will continue to study about the cause and effect relationship. So the karma and result relationship in the next lesson, in lesson 41, and that will be the final lesson for this year. Because we have to start the examination work in December, 2nd December. So today we're going to study about the different types and nature of karma. And in Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma, you can read in page number 200 to 218. And also this lesson related to the lesson 7 and also lesson 12. In lesson 7, it talks about the unwholesome causes of action. These are akusala karmapata, and lesson 12 talk about the punya kriya vatu. So these are also the types of the karma, akusala karma and sense pure wholesome karma. So you need to review lesson 7 and lesson 12. Okay, so today let's talk about the karma, how it is explained in the in chapter 5. So there, karma is translated as action or deed. The action or deed, the volitional action or ethical quality. So that is, we already know that wholesome and unwholesome karma. So that means the volitional action, which is mental factor. So mental factors of volitional action associated with wholesome and unwholesome are called the karma. But the mental factors are together with the resultant consciousness and functional consciousness are not called karma. So here, karma directly translated as action, but it refers to the chetana, volitional action. Consist of the wholesome and unwholesome side. So the wholesome and unwholesome arise in the process of waddling and trainees are called the karma. But the volitional action of arahat are not called karma. So now we know about the karma. What does mean karma? Chetana. So the Buddha said the chetana ham bhikkhave karma varami. So the karma has the potency. It store the energy of the potency to produce the result in the future. That is the karma. Then the action of Buddha, Pajika Buddha, and Araha. So the wholesome and unwholesome consciousness cannot arise in their mental process, Buddha, Pajika Buddha, and Araha, because they already have eradicated the ignorance and craving. So the ignorance and craving are the roots of karma. As long as ignorance, we have the ignorance and craving, we will perform the action by 3 ways: the physical action, verbal action, and mental action. So the Buddha, Pajika Buddha, and Araha are also performing their action in 3 ways, same as we do. But they do not have the ignorance and craving. Those are the root of karma. Their actions are not called karma. And also, their action cannot produce any result. Any result. This is the difference between we, ordinary person, and the highest noble person of Buddha, Pajika Buddha, and Arahat. So their actions are not denoted as karma, just very functional. But they already have done the karma in the long past existence, cycle of existence, samsara. So they have the storage, they have the karma potency in their storage of mentalities. That is why they are bound to experience in the ripening of their past karma. So not the present karma. After the attainment of Arahata Magga, they have no more karma. But before the attainment of Arahata Magga, they have done so many different karmas. So they are bound to experience. So they also have to experience the result of the karma, which is done in the past, in their past. So as long as their personalities in their precise way of expression, that is the 5 aggregates. As long as they have the 5 aggregates, they will be subject to the ripening karma, result of ripening karma. But when they, after passing away of Buddha, Pajika Buddha, and Arahat, because they don't have any future existence, they will not be reborn in any life. So they escape from the bound of the karma and results. Then, so now karma produce resultants. So karma is one of the condition. So karma produce resultant. Resultant refers to the state of consciousness and mental fetters. Consciousness and mental fetters. And a type of karma born materiality. So the mentality resultants can be included in the consciousness and mental factor. The materiality resultants are karma born matter related to the karma. So karma produce the resultant, mean the resultants are consciousness and mental factor in the mentality side and karma born matter. In this way, the karma and result. First of all, we have to understand what are the karma and what are the resultants. Then so let's continue about the four types of karma as mentioned in chapter 5 of Abhidhamma Sangha. Karma Chatuka. There, the Kicca Vasina by way of function, there are four types of karma by way of function, and another 4 types of karma by order of ripening, Pakadana Priyayena. And by time of ripening, there another 4 kinds. And another 4 kinds of karma, Pakatana Vasina. So we have to study the 16 types of karma in this chapter 5. Okay, so what are the 4 kinds of karma by way of function? The first one is Janaka karma, productive karma, and Upatambaka karma, supportive karma, Upapilaka karma, obstructive karma, and Upaghataka karma, destructive karma. I make Pali spelling mistake where I share the PowerPoint slide to you. So here I already made correction. The Upaghataka karma, the last one is destructive karma. And so let's see the Janaka karma, productive karma. What is mean productive karma is wholesome and unwholesome volition. So actually the volition associated with wholesome and unwholesome. That volition can produce the resultant mental state and karma born matter. Here mental state, as Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi writes, the mental state. Actually, the resulting consciousness and mental factors, associated mental factors refers here mental state refers to the resultant consciousness and associated mental factor. Because the mental state can be misunderstood only the Cetasika, but actually here the volition, this karma, Janaka karma, can produce both wholesome and resultant consciousness, associated mental factor, and also karma born materiality. When it produced, so the time, about the time, both in Patisandhi at the moment of rebirth linking, and also Pavati during the time of during the course of existence, so lifetime, at the very first moment of life, and also during their lifetime. In 2 moments, it can produce. So sometimes the learner, Abhidhamma learner, can misunderstand only the past moment is the work of Janaka karma, but actually the karma born matter continue here. From the mentality side, some consciousness. So at the beginning, at the moment of Patisandhi, the rebirth linking consciousness is produced by the karma. That's why that karma is Janaka karma. And also at the same time of rebirth linking, some karma born materiality as the body of new beings. The body of new being is called the Patisandhi moment. At the moment of Patisandhi, the karma produce its result. That karma is called the Janaka karma. In other time, after the rebirth linking consciousness, it is called the lifetime or the poverty during the course of existence. And during that time also, the productive karma can produce its resultant chitta. What are the chitta? So the other resultant chitta produced by the gamma. It is called, that gamma is called the protective gamma. And also the materiality, sense faculty, so eye, ear, etc. These gamma bond materialities are not arise together with rebirth linking consciousness. They arise after the moment of rebirth linking consciousness, which is included in the moment of poverty during the course of existence. That's why some sense faculty and sexual determination, eti power, and purusha power, we will study them in chapter 6, and also heartbeat. They arise after the moment of patisandhi consciousness. That is why they are included in the poverty. So we understand the productive gamma can produce its result in both sides, in both time, the moment of the patisandhi and poverty. So for the rebirth linking moment, only a full course action, a full course of action. So the gamma, which is called the gamma pata, that can produce the rebirth linking moment, rebirth linking consciousness. But the other wholesome and unwholesome gamma, all other wholesome and unwholesome gamma can produce the resultant during the course of existence. So in both times of patisandhi and poverty, they produce, they are called the janaka gamma, productive gamma, because they produce their result. Okay, so let's see another types of gamma in first group. Upatambaka gamma, this is called the saputic gamma. It cannot produce. The difference is the first one can produce itself, its result, but this second type of gamma cannot produce its own result. So what it does? What it does? There supports, just supports the productive gamma. So when the productive gamma produce its result, and this second type just supports in two ways, by enabling to produce its result. So from the beginning, it supports, but it cannot produce itself. And in second way, reinforcing the continent of aggregates produced by another gamma, So to understand how we need to study more about that. In the wholesome side, the productive gamma produce the life in the beautiful plane of existence. After that, when it produces, the supportive gamma support to be able to produce. And after the being born as a being as a living being in the blissful plane of existence, the supportive gamma support contributing the extension of one's lifespan. So to continue in long life. So the supportive gamma support to have a long lifespan, and also ensure to be healthy, and also provide with well accessory for the living. This is the work of the supportive gamma. And in the unwholesome side, also the supportive gamma support to be reborn in the miserable realms, robust state. Actually, the direct result produced by the productive gamma. But from the beginning of the supportive gamma it is work to enable, to be unable to produce the result. And also after being born in the miserable realms, support to be suffered there, and also extend the lifespan in the woeful state. trying to be there for a long time. And also, if the Bhikkhu body explained that if the productive karma produce the results causing the disease in one person, then the supportive karma work preventing the effectiveness of the medicine to prolong the disease in that person. That is the work of supportive karma. So this is how the second type of supportive karma work. So what is the third type? Upapilaka karma, obstructive karma. These types of karma also cannot produce its own result. Its own result. Upapilaka, the meaning of upapilaka is the obstructs or torture. So torture or disrupt to the other karma. So obstruct and frustrate some other karma. This also can be in both sides, good and bad. A good karma obstruct another bad karma, and bad karma obstruct another good karma. In the same way, they are working towards the especially toward the opposite karma. So countering its efficacy or shortening the duration of its result. So this is how the work, how the third type of obstructive karma work. And the last types, upaghataka karma, the destructive karma, the supplants other weaker karma, so it cut off and prevent its performed from ripening and produce instead its own result. Here, the Venerable Bhikkhu body explained in this way. So, upaghataka, the nature of upaghataka karma. So, you have to notice this. This upaghataka karma can prevent and cut off the other karma and produce its own. So now we here Janaka karma produce, and also here destructive karma also produce. But in the Abhidhamma study, we need to notice this the difference between productive karma and destructive karma. So Venerable Larry Siaro explained that these types of karma can cut off the efficacy of the sense faculty or sense faculty. So even the Janaka karma produce our sense faculty and also ear faculty, etc. But if we have done in the past to be blind or to be deaf, that karma having taken the opportunity during the course of existence, the upaghataka karma, when it is ripened and it cut off the result of that Janaka karma in the to produce the eye faculties, and it cut off to be blinded. So in this way, Venerable Larry Siaro say the causing to be blind and deaf, the upaghataka karma can work in this way. But here the difference between the productive karma and destructive karma, the difference is is mentioned in the Abhidhammata Vibhavini, and also Venerable Bhikkhu body explained in Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma. So it says that productive karma just produce its own result, but the destructive karma firstly cut off others karma's result and produce its own. So the cutting off is extra work of the destructive karma. This is how the Vibhavini Tika explained. But it continued to mention about the another explanation of reference to the other teacher, a teacher. So the other teachers say that dysrhotic gamma cannot produce. It just cut off. It just cut off. And also given the opportunity, the third party of gamma and other productive gamma were produced. Actually, so according to the other teacher or second explanation of the Vibhavini, the dysrhotic gamma cannot produce, just cut off. In the first method, the dysrhotic gamma cut off and produce its own. So we have to note in this way to be easy. And also, our Bidama scholar, Shinjanaka Bhiwansa, explained three nature of the dysrhotic gamma. So he accepted every, the explanation from the commentary and also from the Divani, but not totally agree. He classified into three. The first one is it just produced. It just produced the opposite. So here, firstly, it just cut off. Sorry, dysrhotic gamma. The first one is just cut off, does not produce. Similar to the apparate teacher, some other teacher. Second method of the Vibhavini. And secondly, what is said is cut off and get other the opportunity. So cut off does not produce. Just the first one is cut off. The second one is cut off and give others this opportunity, not giving the previous one again. Now return to the previous gamma is handing the opportunity towards the another third party gamma. So this is the second one. The third one is cut off and produce its own result. So the examples are given there, but just to introduce the difference between the productive gamma and dysrhotic gamma. So you need to know just the difference. The later when we study the Vibhavini, we will explain by the example completely. Otherwise, it will make you confused. So we need to continue the other types. So here, the difference is the productive gamma just produced. The dysrhotic gamma cut off and produce. And other way, cut off and give hand opportunity to another gamma, not returning to the former gamma. This is the difference between the productive gamma and dysrhotic gamma. Okay. Then let's continue to the second group of the four gamma, Vipaka Dana Priyaya, by order of ripening. The first one is Karuka gamma, weighty gamma, and Asana gamma, death proximate gamma, Ajina gamma, habitual gamma, and Katata gamma, reserve gamma. So this is the order of gamma in taking on the road, generating rebirth linking in the next existence, the weighty gamma, etc. This order is related to the generating rebirth in the next existence. This order is not to perform. So the first one, Garuka gamma. The Garuka gamma is very powerful gamma which cannot be replaced. Cannot be replaced by other gamma as determinant of rebirth. This is how comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma explained. But actually, the meaning of Garuka is the just the serious gamma or the very intense, powerful gamma. Powerful gamma does not have that meaning. This is later development, the meaning later development. So our Shinjanaka Bhiwansa does not accept this meaning. So the potency or the ability not to be replaced by other karma is not related, not the function of the Vedic karma, not the sign of the Vedic karma. Actually, Vedic karma is the powerful karma. So what are the powerful karma? On the wholesome side, the attainment or jhana. The attainment of jhana is very powerful. So after the attainment of jhana, if that person can maintain in that statement up to the last moment, he will be reborn in the Brahma world according to his attainment. Even though he has done some unwholesome before the attainment of jhana, that these unwholesome consciousness cannot produce it is result, because the power of the jhana is very they are intense. So wholesome side, the Mahagata, which is called the jhana karma, and on the unwholesome side, the 5 heinous crimes and the 5th round view. 5 heinous crimes are called the Panchanandariya karma. What are the Panchanandariya karma? Parricide, killing one's own father, matricide, killing one's own mother, and the most to arahat. They are the heinous crimes, and also the wanting of the Buddha, to the bleeding, so like the Venerable Devadatta has done, and maliciously creating a schism in Sangha, dividing the Sangha. These karma are 5 heinous crimes, and they are also the last one. The last one is the strongest one, the most powerful. And also, if we talk about that by the meaning, so cannot be replaced by the other karma. So if a person done 2 and more of the 5 heinous crime, killing mother and also killing father, to both. So what is a more powerful take place, and the other cannot run, cannot produce its result? It means the powerful one can take place others result. That is why this meaning is not concerned with this explanation that Venerable Ajahn Janaka Abhivansa say. And also here, what is wrong view? Yeah, Natika Deity rejecting the result. Ayaduga Deity rejecting the cause and effect, cause and result. And also Akriya Deity rejecting the wholesome and unwholesome. So that also include, especially 5 heinous crimes are expressed as a Vedic karma, but although it is not mentioned in the ancient commentary and sub-commentary, a later time, the 5th round view are also considered as the Kruga karma, because it is sure if a person holding one of the 3 views, developing the idea and then make the determination, even the Buddha cannot make the straight again his view. And in that situation, he will be reborn in the woeful state. That is why that is called the Vedic karma. Okay, so these are the first type of second group. And let's continue to the second one, asana karma, that proximate karma. That is a potent karma, the potent karma, which also very powerful. A karma remembered near that moment, or which is performed shortly near that moment. So this can be powerful. They immediately before the last moment of Javana is called the Maranasana Javana. After that, the being is dying. The being's dying. So just before that, the last process, the karma done or remember, that is called the asana karma, that proximate karma. So this second types of karma can produce, it is result as the rebirth in next life if there is no Vedic karma. If there is Vedic karma, this type of karma cannot work to produce the rebirth in second life. If there is no Vedic karma in a person's life, he could not practice up to the jhana level in wholesome side. He didn't commit the 5 heinous crimes and also not holding a fixed round view. By the absence of the Vedic karma, the asana karma has the opportunity to generate rebirth in this life. Then that is why we can see the divergence between the characters in life and rebirth in existence. Sometimes one other person here, he how to say that he worked as a killer of the prisoner, but later in that in his life he associated with the noble person and great teacher, and he could change. And also sometimes, you know, you may heard about the Queen Malika. She lived in the very virtuous life, and also she has many opportunity to perform the good deed in her life, but she was reborn in hell for 7 days, shortly 7 days. But her life and the woeful state is not matched, but actually due to the work of asana karma just before she died, and just before the last moment of her life, and she remember one unwholesome case that produced the rebirth in the woeful state like this. So the difference between the character in life and rebirth can be found due to the work of asana karma. Then this does not mean that that person can escape the proof of other good and bad karma. So after 7 days in woeful state, the Malika, she was reborn in the heavenly realms due to the result of the wholesome she has done. That's why that is not escaping. And when they meet the wholesome and unwholesome in the life, when they meet the condition, they will produce their due result. Okay, this is about the asana karma and how it works. Then the third type is achina karma, habitual karma. Habitual karma is a deed that one habitually perform, either good or bad. It can be good and bad. It habitually performed. So habitually performed includes the karma which is done for one time, but recollecting many times repeatedly during the life. It is also achina karma. It can be in both sides, good and bad. Sometimes that types of karma there, one person committed one mistake, but repeating in the mind. It means they're performing in the mind again and again, repeatedly. That's why we have to know how to live in the life to accumulate the wholesome karma. And having done the unwholesome karma, and we should not regret again and again. So some people are misunderstand about that and regretting as a good manner, but actually regretting to change our character or our action in the future is good, but regretting repeatedly regretting is not good. It can change your destination in second life. So we have to be careful about this. And in the absence of weighty karma or the potent debt proximate karma, the former two karma, this can generate its rebirth in second life. That is why we have to be careful about this. If we don't have the Garuka karma or Asana karma, this can be the cause of our next rebirth. Okay, so let's continue about the Katata karma, the last one of second group, Katata karma, reserve karma. Is any other deeds not included in the former three, not Garuka karma and not or the Asana karma and not Achina karma. The other indifferent karmas, not relation to the former three types in our life, we have done many times, many karma, not to the weighty karma, not near that moment, and it is not included, not considered as the habitual karma, but we have done a good and bad karma during our life. They are called the Katata karma. And also the potent enough, there's enough powerful to take the role of generating rebirth. So if there is no the former three types, if there are former three types, they will take role to produce rebirth. But by the absence of these three, or this type of karma also can produce the rebirth in one's life. Okay, so the former three karmas are related to the present life. The Brahma Sayadaw Ashin Janaka Bhiwansa explained that the former three kinds of the weighty karma and debt proximate karma and habitual karma are performed in the present life, and they work in second life to produce the rebirth. But it will continue for the result during the course of existence. Then this Katata karma, the last one, included both present life and the past life karma. So this can continue to produce any result, any rebirth. So Venerable Sayadaw Ashin Janaka Bhiwansa reminded that to be careful about our karma in the present life, because the karma in the present life is very important to determine for the next destination, because the former threes are done in this present life. So if we have done any of these three, they will take place to produce our next destination. So we have to careful about our present action, other than considering the past, what types of karma we have done, and expecting the good result, or being afraid of the bad result. Just careful about the present life to perform the Garuka karma to attain the jhana, and you will be reborn in the Brahma world. And also, if you are down even the near death moment, you can perform the wholesome deed, which can be the cause of the heavenly rebirth in the next life. So you will be surely reborn in the second life as a deva. And also, you can perform a good action to be habit, come into your habit. So habitual to be habitual karma, then that can take place. That's why only the Katata karma is included the past life. So the first former three representing the present karma. So the present life is very important to determine your next determination, next destination. Okay, so this is the one of the benefits of studying Abhidhamma. And okay, let's continue to the third group. So the third group, Data Dhamma Viraniya Kamma, immediately effective Kamma, Upapacha Viraniya Kamma, subsequently effective Kamma, Aprapriya Viraniya Kamma, indefinitely effective Kamma, Hosi Kamma, defined Kamma. So let's continue to study one after another. The first one is immediately effective karma. It is result in the same existence in this life, in the same existence. So if it cannot produce the result in this life, in the same existence, it becomes defined, so it cannot produce anymore. And this type of karma can be understood at the moment of the first jhana. So among the 7 jhana in the process, good and bad, the first moment, we already discussed this several times. So in the first jhana moment, they are considered the jhana. So that jhana performed to produce the result in the same existence. That is called the Data Dhamma Viraniya Kamma. It is the weakest of all because it's just new one without any support by the same types. So very weak, weakest of all 7. So this can produce only this existence. If cannot, due to the prevention from the other side, it becomes defunct, so cannot produce the result. This is the first type of the third group. And second type of third group is Upapacha Viraniya Kamma, subsequently effective Kamma. So it is result in the immediately following existence. So the second life, in the second life, is produced, it is result, both in the rebirth or during the course of existence. So otherwise it becomes defunct, so expire, it's time period. And this karma refers to the Chetana in the last jhana or 7th jhana. This is the second weakest of all. The second weakest because it is due to the the last, because it is the last one, due to the end, close to the end, become the second weakest. Although it gets the support of the former karma, it cannot produce, it cannot, how to say, it cannot preserve its potency in to generate the result. It cannot preserve or it cannot maintain its potency to produce the result for a long time. That is why it comes out in second life and try to give its result. If the condition is, if it cannot support, it cannot produce in second life, become expire. So it is due to the second weakest, not very strong. Okay, let's continue the strongest one, the Aprapriya Kamma. This can start, it is result, generating it is result from the second future existence. So here, second future existence mean the thoughts from the life, and this life, second, after that, the second future existence, third life, on what, up to the last moment of the samsara. So as long as one live in the samsara, this can continue. So this type is very powerful. The most, this is the stronger karma to maintain its potency. It is potency, karmic potency. So it never defines as long as the round of rebirth continues. So the beings live in the round of rebirth, it never defines. It will follow around the samsara. So it becomes defined only when a person attains the final Prinibbana. So after the Prinibbana, there is no more life to produce. So no one can escape, even the Buddha and Arahant can escape from the experiencing the result indefinitely effective karma, which is called the Aparapriya Vedaniya karma, following. So after being the Buddha, also the Buddha feel the Buddha suffer by the back age, etc. Or Arahant, even the Arahant, the Biniva Mahamoggallana was killed by the robbers, group of robbers. In this way, these are the work of the Aparapriya Vedaniya karma. And in the ultimate reality, it refers to the Chetana at the moment of fight, intermediate Javana moment, the middle fight. So the first one, Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya, the second, and the last one, Upapacha Vedaniya for the second life. And the middle fight, the fight Chetana can follow, can keep their potency for a long time up to the end of samsara. So being stronger, it can generate indefinitely effective karmas following along the samsara. So this is the third type. And the last type is ahosi karma. It is just the karma. It does not produce, which is done, but cannot produce any result. So here, this ahosi karma is not the term to designate any special class. It does not designate any special class. It related to all types of karma due to the ripening. Due to their ripening, they are related karma, but due to the opposite karma, they cannot produce their result. After that, they become expired. For example, the Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya karma, unwholesome karma cannot produce its result because of the opposite condition. And after death, it becomes defunct. The second type also, it cannot produce in the second existence. And from the third existence, it becomes defunct. And the last one, the third one, it continued along the samsara. But if a person take the final persons away, Prinibbana, Arahant, after being Arahant, all the karma accumulated along the samsara, not producing their result, waiting for their opportunity becomes defunct at the moment, after the moment of final persons away. So they take the final nibbana, no more suffering, no more cause and effect relationship. This is, they all are called the ahosi karma. So this ahosi karma can relate to all former trees when they get expired. Okay, that is the third group. Let's continue to the last group, or fourth group. And here their page number is 206. It should be 206. So the last group, kusala, akusala karma, unwholesome karma. This is by place of ripening, but actually the place or sense pure divided into two according to the nature. Also the akusala and karma vajra kusala, these two related to the sense pure realm of existence by place. Then the third one, rupa vajra kusala karma. There's no akusala karma in the five material sphere state. And arupa vajra wholesome karma, immaterial sphere wholesome karma. Okay, so akusala karma we already studied. So in this case, we refers to the to the lesson 7. Unwholesome course of action, akusala kammapata. The 3 bodily action, panadipada, adinadana, kamichumichasara. And the 4 verbal action, musawara, pisunawacha, prusawacha, sampaplabhawacha. And 3 purely mental action, abhijja, michaditi, abhijja vyavada, and michaditi. You can see in lesson 7. And if they are done in full course of action, it becomes the kamma which has the potency to produce the rebirth. So the full course of kamma can produce. So it means for the panadipada, if a person kills, sometimes the victim die. Sometimes the victim does not die. From his side, he trying to commit that. If the victim die, his karma becomes the full course of karma. If the victim is not dying due to his effort, his action, is dying by the others action. So it is not the full course of karma. If the karma becomes the full course of karma, it can produce to generate the rebirth. Otherwise, it cannot produce the rebirth. So this is the unwholesome side. Then in the karma vachara kusala, second one, the sincere wholesome karma also divided into 3 by 3 ways of performing. And these are kusala karma pata. This is the opposite of the former group, the panadipada, viramani, adinadana, viramani, etc. The avoiding from 10 unwholesome course of karma, akusala karma. These are karma vachara kusala karma. On the other hand, it is mentioned that by way of 10 punya kriya vatu, 10 base of meritorious deed, is led by the dana, giving, sila, bhaju, and bhavana, meditation. But if we enumerate, there are 10 bases of meritorious deal. So whenever you perform, a person perform 10 wholesome karma, panadipada, viramani, etc. Also, they are the sincere wholesome karma. And also, if that person perform any of 10 bases of meritorious deed, that also sincere wholesome karma. This is second type. So they are mentioned, but we don't need to repeat it, and you can review the lesson 12 for the wholesome karma, and also the cause of the full course of karma also already mentioned. So although they are mentioned in the Abhidhamma Sangha in chapter 5, we already study to complete the understanding. That is why we don't need to repeat it. Then this is second type. So the first and second, these 2 types of karma arising from 12 unwholesome consciousness and 8 great wholesome consciousness. They all are called the karma vachara karma, sincere karma, wholesome and unwholesome. But it enumerates in 2, as 2, akusala and kusala by their nature, difference of their nature. Then the third one in 4th group is rupa vachara kusala karma, 5 materials, pure, wholesome. So here we have to notice this rupa vachara wholesome karma is only mano karma, is pure mental action. We cannot perform these types of karma by bodily or verbal. So we have to practice in our mind. So the meditation, through the meditation, this can be attained. Jhana can be attained through the meditation. That's why this is only mano karma. So we cannot complete that attainment of the 5 material sphere wholesome by physically or verbally. Just need to meditate mentally. So mentally, promoting our mental condition up to the jhana level, the practice of meditation, that we are performing the rupa vajara kusala karma, or another one arupa vajara kusala karma. So here this rupa vajara kusala karma related to the meditation and reach to the absorption level, and also it is divided into 5. You already understand the 5 types of rupa vajara karma: Pratami jhana, Dutiya jhana, etc. So 5-4 by destination of jhana, distinction of 5 jhana factors. So due to the jhana factor, vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata. And this also have to denote that the in the Abhidhamma, the way of Abhidhamma, these are 5. But in the way of Suttanta classification, they are 4. This is just a difference. Second jhana, in case of second jhana and third jhana. Okay, so the last one, the arupa vajara kusala karma, immaterial, pure, wholesome. This also only monokarma, immaterial, pure also, purely mental action. But this only 4 types, classified into 4 a distinction of the object, not the distinction of the jhana factor. Here the jhana factor only choose ekagata and upekha and ekagata, only 2. That's why this immaterial pure classified into 4 due to the distinction of the objects. So agasana, jayarana, etc. We already mentioned that. So arupa vajara kusala, the attainment up to the level of immaterial pure wholesome. So here now we understand the 5 rupa vajara wholesome and 4 arupa vajara wholesome. Well, each wholesome jhana chitta generate rebirth in the 5 material and immaterial realm that correspond with its own level. So its own level. So if the person attain the 1st jhana, he will be reborn in the 1st jhana. And 2nd and 3rd jhana, he will be reborn in 2nd jhana. And if he attain the 4th jhana, he will be reborn in 3rd jhana realms. And if he attain the 5th jhana of the rupa vajara, he will be reborn in the 4th jhana realm. We already discussed, and then if you cannot understand that, and you need to review that the lesson and related lesson. Okay, so this means the karma, rupa vajara and arupa vajara, can produce their respective rebirths. Okay, so this is the 4th group. So altogether 16 karma are studied. But now we have to understand the type of sincere wholesome karma before we continue to explain the relationship between the karma and rebirth. So the next lesson will explain about the karma and rebirth, how the karma produce the rebirth, and types of the rebirth and types of the karma. We were trying to explain about the relationship between these 2. And before we continue, and I want to explain about the types of the sincere wholesome karma. And here, by way of its capacity to produce result into 2 grade, and low grade and high grade. So let's see. The first one is Tihetuka Okata, triple rooted superior. So Okata is superior. And Tihetuka triple rooted, the wholesome karma. And Tihetuka Omaka, triple rooted. Tihetuka is triple rooted. Omaka is inferior. So here, Okata superior and Omaka inferior. And also in the same way, the Tihetuka double rooted and superior and inferior. So Okata and Omaka. These are the 4 types of wholesome karma. according to their grade, their resultant also will be different. So we will find the resultants in the next lesson. So here, triple rooted refers to the karma with knowledge. Karma with knowledge. What is the knowledge? The knowledge is so karma sakata jnana. The knowledge, understanding that karma as one's own property. Karma as one's own property. That understanding or that understanding, there it is called the karma sakata jnana. It is not just the believing, not just the blind faith, the following to the tradition or following to the teacher, not that one. It is the perceiving or understanding, comprehensive understanding. That is, that must be knowledge, because it is called the karma sakata jnana. It is expressed by the word jnana. So karma sakata jnana. And also another type is vipassana jnana, understanding everything changing the nature according to the nature of conditional phenomena, everything under the changing. So impermanence, suffering, and non-self. This type of knowledge is called the insight knowledge. So by true knowledge, we can decide whether it is dihetuka or drihetuka. By the absence of this true knowledge, that is called drihetuka, without knowledge. So whenever we perform the wholesome karma, we have to care about to be with knowledge, dihetuka, because the result is different, superior grade and inferior grade. We expect for the superior grade. Okay, so in the unwholesome side, we cannot divide it into ogata or omaka, etc. And we can just divide it there. Some karma can produce the rebirth, and some karma cannot produce the rebirth, just the result in the lifetime. So the karma, unwholesome karma, so the karma, related to the consciousness rooted in delusion and accompanied by restlessness. So here, Odacha Sahagata consciousness. It is very weak. The weakest of all unwholesome, it cannot produce the rebirth, any rebirth. It can just produce the result during the lifetime. But another 11. So here other 11 except the restlessness. 11 unwholesome karma can generate the rebirth linking. So we can get the two groups. The odacha, restlessness, cannot produce rebirth, just produce the result in the lifespan during the lifetime. And the other 11 can produce both rebirth linking and also the result during the course of existence too. So in this way, we can classify into 4 to the sense pure wholesome karma, and unwholesome karma can be divided into 2. So now in this lesson, we have studied the 16 types of karma in 4 groups, and also classify the sense pure wholesome into 4 and unwholesome into 2. And so trying to understand these all types of karma in this lesson, and in the next lesson we will continue how they produce the result and result in Patisandhi moment and then Poti moment. Okay, so I'm going to stop here my explanation about the karma as a lesson 14, and let's continue to the Q&A session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so the first question. Vandami Bante, if a person gets stroke and suddenly passes away, Is this considered as a destructive karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yes, that is by the work of the destructive karma. Destructive karma, yeah.
Okay. So the next question, Vandami Bante, for example, if two persons had been mother and son in the past life, if they meet again in the present life due to their affinity, will their behavior towards each other in the present life be quite similar to their behavior in the past? You can do question 1 first.
So, okay, so what mean that?
So in the past life, they had been mother and son. And then in this life, if they meet again, will their behavior towards each other be the same as their past life? That means will they feel like they are mother and son again?
Okay. So actually, this is not the work of the karma. Is the work of the the upadana of the craving. So it continue the power of craving continue. So memorizing, keeping some memory inside, and as soon as he see, like the one couple at the time of the Buddha, they were the parents many continuously about the 500 times the parents of the Buddha Bodhisattva. That is why as soon as they see the Buddha, they regard the Buddha as their son, as their own son. So this is because of the passion, or we can say the passion of the work of the craving, upadana, working of the upadana, not the working of the karma. Okay.
Yeah, so the next question, sometimes when we may meet some new friends in our life, we may especially like a person or we may especially dislike a person naturally. For example, we may meet some Dharma teachers and we may like to listen to and trust their teachings immediately. Could this be due to past karma also? Are these considered as habitual karma also?
Actually, it can be in two ways. But if you, according to the one, naturally, if you say that naturally become in first sight or in first time meeting, it naturally that feeling come out. It is due to the past karma, not actually past already. We cannot say that is not only the karma. So the nature of the power of the affection on that. So there are two reasons mentioned in the Pali literature to feel in that way. Sometimes we feel this. So the family or we feel the friendship. Then sometimes we dislike automatically. It can be the work of the past existence, the feeling or the craving or hatred like this. So they also carried by the karma potency, that nature allow the karma potency carry that nature too. So that is, we can say that due to the past condition. And sometimes after listening one time or two times or develop the feeling, good feeling or bad feeling, that is due to their present attitude, thinking about this is beneficial to me, or this is harm beautiful like this. So developing the kindness toward them, or kindness or affection like this. And on the other hand, developing, it is not like my view or contrary to my understanding or something like this. It causes to my disadvantage like this. Considering that is related, one develop hatred feeling, with hatred. That is due to the present attitude. So it can be in both sides. But if naturally feeling come off by the first time or like this. It is due to the past mental power or past karma. You can say the past karma. Okay.
So the next question, Vandami Venerable Bante, could Bante explain in detail the conditions that someone need to complete the action of making schism in the Sangha? Can it be done only by a bhikkhu? Can a lay person also do that crime too? Anumodami Bante, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, this is pure argument. If a lay person, whether the lay person can do the Sangha Bhedaka or not, the schism of Sangha. But actually, this is related to the Vinaya rules. If the Sangha divided in the same sima and they perform the Uposatha, etc., the Sangha Karma separately, it becomes the schism of the Sangha. Otherwise, it's just trying to fight each other. It is not the Sangha Bhedaka. So a person, from the person's side, he needs to, he keep attitude toward the Sangha like the Venerable Devadatta has done in the past. He intentionally to separate the Sangha and also trying to do that. And he leads to perform the Sangha Karma, the action of the Sangha in the same Uposatha place, a Sima hall, to show, it means that to rebuild the schism of Sangha. He tried in that case, but in the Vinaya rule, it mentioned the many condition to complete the Sangha Bhedaka Karma. Otherwise, it's called the other secondary cases of the Sangha Raji, etc. Or not division, not the separate group. Not yet, just the ideas are different, and also they understand their attitude are different, the one are different, still okay, not Sangha Bhedaka. But if the two groups decided we cannot perform the Sangha Karma with another group, and also another group decide in the same, and they are making, not regarding they are as our group and become divided. So this is called the Sangha Bhedaka. And for the complete understanding of the Sangha Bhedaka, we need to study more about the comparing with the Vinaya Bhedaka expression. For the person who can do Sangha Bhedaka, still the questioning, because some scholars say only the bhikkhu. Some scholars say even the lay person can do. Okay.
Next question. Dear Bante, Bante explained about a fixed wrong view. Could Bante explain about the extent of this fixed wrong view? As long as one is not Arya, one may still have wrong views in their daily life. To what extent a person needs to hold this wrong view, this fixed wrong view, in order to constitute a weighty karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so to regard as a fixed wrong view, which can be upapacha vedani, which can be the weighty karma, ruka karma, is there like this. The view must be any of the natika or ahituka or akiriya, and also the rejection, the result. So nati dana, the offering, there's no result at all in offering, etc. There are 10 kinds mentioned in the sutta. And ahituka, rejecting the cause and effect in both sides, and rejecting the action done. It is similar to undone. So it is nothing of performing wholesome and unwholesome like that. In this way, there must be any of three, and not pastime consideration or not pastime holding that view is not a fixed round view, not yet. But actually, to become a fixed round view, which can be the weighty gamma, the person holding that view, he likes that view, any of that round view, that three round view, he liked at first. Then he developed his consideration toward according to that view he hold, and considering about that, developing the ideas and trying to have the concentration. Since Bhiwansa explained that he developed that round view, the power of round view, so that it can come with the concentration. So Meccha Samadhi. To get the Meccha Samadhi, so by the power of Meccha Samadhi, it becomes stable, and also it becomes the almost fixed in his mind by the Meccha Samadhi. Then later, the final determination to be a fixed round view for the weighty gamma is after that determination. Even the Buddha himself come and preach the Dhamma, he never give up due to that determination. That is the constituents to become a weighty gamma. So that determination, as long as he does not make that determination, he is not holding a fixed round view to be reborn in the whirlpool state or avici, in to say the fixed round view is not holding that. It means that round view is not strong as to be a weighty gamma, without the determination. So after the final determination, he make the determination not to give up this view by the power of the support of the Meccha Samadhi, a round concentration. So we have to understand the work of the Meccha Samadhi to cause the determination to be weighty gamma. Okay.
Sadhu. The next question, Vandami Bante, could Bante explain what are the conditions required in order to be classified as a schism in the Sangha? Sadhu.
So there are many reasons. I just answered there in the former question. In order to be classified like this, so the Sangha must be in two groups, not the individual or 2% on other side and 3% in other side. It's not the Sangha, and they are fighting to the Sangha community to make that situation. One person is trying to do that. That is not Sangha. Schism in Sangha. Actually, to be schism in Sangha, it is one person is trying to divide it too. Actually, during the time of the King Asoka, there is other religious people come into the orders wearing the robe by themselves. Then the monks, they know they are not the real monks. That is why when they make the upasata, when they do upasata action, then they come into the Sangha community. So due to their coming into the Sangha community, their karma is the not successful karma, and also the Buddha didn't allow to do that. So this Sangha, the good monks, they reject to make upasata with them. That kind of rejection is not the schism, although the division. So some are doing that, but later the good monks are not performing that Uposatha, so no more Uposatha like this. So this type is not the Sangha schism. Actually, the schism means the two groups of Sangha in both sides, more than 4 members, holding by the argument and holding the different view, and they have the idea we cannot make the Sangha Karma with the other side, and they make their action of Sangha Karma in the same sima separately. This is the condition to regard us as schism of Sangha. Okay.
Vandami Bante, regarding the 5 heinous crimes, parricide, matricide, in the case when parents are put on the life support machine and the children have to decide to remove such machines, after which the parent will pass away, will this be considered as parricide and matricide? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, in this case, so no heinous karma for this removing machine, because it is not killing, because the killing, parricide and matricide, related to the cutting off the life faculty. So cutting off the life faculty, because the machine does not have any life faculties, so we cannot kill the machine. That is why, although that person removed the machine, there is not the heinous crimes. Actually, if he killed the parents, those who hold the machine, and the fathers related to him, that must be their heinous crime. So not to the machine. The parents are the human, not the machine. Okay.
Dear Bante, if a person is due to die soon, by performing some good karma or by doing life releasing, for example, releasing some birds, fishes, etc., will this support to the person to live longer? We always hear say, for example, a Sayadaw can extend his life after doing more Dharma teachings. Is these sayings correct? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yes, that is okay. So this is the good, the good knowledge you have heard about that, performing a good deed before near that moment, actually. So near that moment in Myanmar, it is very popular if a person is severely sick due to the illness. It is uncertain moments of the life come to the end. So they invited us to preach and also to discuss about the Dhamma, to remind them actually performing and also remembering. So remembering, both can apply into that Dhamma. So if we remind, if you cannot invite a man and you just can remind what he has done, he or she has done in the past, a good deed. So regarding that good deed, let's talk about this and how beautiful and how beneficial and how reliable like this the goodness of the karma. If we can recollect, also apply that. And also there if we can perform by ourselves offering or releasing bird, etc., any good deed can be applied into this case. So believing that we can manage our karma. So as I mentioned that the former 3 types are done in the present life. So Kruka karma, Achina karma, Garuka Karma, and Asana Karma, Ajina Karma. So during the lifetime, if we are healthy and we can perform to try, we can practice to try to be Garuka Karma or Ajina Karma. But now we are not healthy and we are in bed to do our any desire. At the moment, we cannot perform to be Garuka Karma or Ajina Karma. At that time, we have to consider we can die any times. Before I'm dying, there must be the process connected to the wholesome events, connected to the wholesome event. So the full time, we have to work full times, working to be, to keep the wholesome process. Then if there is no Garuka Karma, then we can be reborn in the heavenly realm. If we can keep maintaining that situation of wholesome before we die. So it is very important. So everybody have to face the time, the situation near that moment. So if you encounter that situation, please don't be afraid of being, how to say that, don't be afraid of not death, and just try to face up and manage your mind to be in the wholesome side all the times. You know, this is very important. The lifetime, all that you may think there during lifetime, the many important events, or to see the Siaro is very important, to listen the Dhamma is very important, to attend the class is very important like this, and also to find the world to be healthy is very important. So the most important thing is to keep the wholesome period of times near that moment, because it can determine your next destination. You know, if you are lucky that like Malika Devi, Queen Malika, is okay, you know, that just 7 days and are reborn in the heavenly realm. If you are not lucky that like that, and if a person reborn in the animal realms, to survive in the animal realms, many animals, they are fighting like this. So committing, because they don't have any knowledge about the wholesome and unwholesome, and they will die in their normal life, then reborn in the awful state again. And that is why to be reborn in the human realm is very difficult, very difficult. So especially animal to the man, human is more difficult than many times. So now we are human. We have a knowledge to consider about the result of wholesome and unwholesome. That is why if you encounter the near death moment, so the most important thing is not to live long, not to escape, just to keep the wholesome state of mental process. You have to remember this, and you have to try to be reborn in the better destination. So if you reborn as a Deva and you have an opportunity to listen to the Dhamma, still, even though the Buddha Sasana is not in the human realm and it can be Deva realms, they will be continue to talk about the Dhamma. So in my point of view, if we are healthy, we have to practice to attain the jhana, magga, phala. And also we have to live with the ajina karma, the habitual good karma. And if you are not being well, and the most important thing is just to keep the wholesome mental process continuously, unless you are asleep. Okay, so now I wish to emphasize how important the asana karma. So we must be careful about the asana karma as much as we can to be reborn in the better life. Okay.
Vandami Bante, Talking about asanaka karma also depends on chutti chitta. Could it be possible that someone during accident or other death method not rebirth in apaya bhumi? Anumodami bante sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Okay, so this also in this during the accident also, the person is thinking about just before the accident, he's thinking about something wholesome or unwholesome. That can be, if he just killed by accident, not changing much. Then if the other Gruka Karma have done, it cannot apply. If there is no Gruka Karma, the Asana Karma is very powerful. So if he is considering to be, there are sometimes, we live not to say this is the karma or like this. This is the powerful karma or like this. So if he is recollecting about the Buddha, there's some people when they are traveling and then they try to develop the recollection of the Buddha, etc., to be as a kind of meditation. So for that person, that recollection can be the asana karma. And some are thinking about, they are playing music, enjoying and developing the hatred towards his enemy or like this. So that also can be asana karma to be reborn in the woeful state. So that's why if considering we can die in any moment, so we have to keep a good mental condition in our mind throughout the life. That maybe if we are developing our anger towards at that moment, also we can die. So if we die at that moment, by the work of asana karma, okay, we can reborn in the woeful state. That is why, considering impermanent nature of the life, anytime I can die, and we have to perform the wholesome, at least mental action. So if we can do the physical or verbal action, we have to do. At least we wholesome mental action we have to perform, considering about the impermanent nature of the life. Anytime we can die. This is called the anicca sanya. So if you consider life is impermanent, anytime I can die, this is anicca sanya and also marananusati. Even that way of consideration is wholesome. If you are not, unless you are not afraid for that. Okay, so during accident, also the asana karma applying. Sometimes, that if our mind is not concentrated to perform any wholesome or unwholesome, to concentrate on that by the uddhacca. That many times our mind is occupied by the work of restlessness, uddhacca. So at that time, we can say there is no asana karma, because whatever our mind happening is not the karma to produce the rebirth. So that is why there is no asana karma. At that time, the ajina karma take place to generate the rebirth. Okay.
Dear Bhante, a person may incline to commit suicide. Is this due to past habitual karma? What is the reason? In the modern world, many people have depression problem. Could this be due to habits also? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yes. One Jataka mentioned that about the goats recollecting his past existence, what he had done, and then due to the result like this. So by that hints, the many people believe in that the committing suicide is caused by the past habitual karma. Actually, most of the time, the present condition are powerful, more powerful than the past habitual karma. So I cannot say exactly there's no work of the past habitual karma, because I cannot identify by the by the test or that or by the knowledge. Actually, if we consider about the situation who commit the suicide, so he or she already have the present condition to enough present condition to commit that manner of suicide. So in my understanding, the past karma is habitual past karma is a rare case. The work of habitual past karma is a rare case. The most commonly, the present condition are the cause to commit the suicide for many people. That's why it can be due to both past and present condition. But the present condition is more important. You know that for the past habitual karma, you cannot escape, and also you can't do anything. That is why you don't need to consider. Now, what we can manage is the present condition due to the present condition. So I emphasize on the present problem, present condition. If we can, you know, nowadays more and more the condition become the force for the depression, stress, etc. Many things which lead to the committing of the suicide. That is why many more people are committing that. So that the work of present condition is more important.
Okay, next question. Dear Bhante, in some occasions, others did wrong to us and they may blame us by saying, this is due to your bad karma. That is why I did wrong to you. It is your fault, not my fault. From the perspective of karma, how do we understand such a saying? Could Bhante please explain this? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, very good question. On one side, one part of his saying is correct, due to your bad karma, right? But not only due to my bad karma, your new bad karma, due to your new bad karma, you make a fault. So quite coming together, working together, my bad karma in the past and your bad karma in the present come together to make this wrong way of doing. So in Myanmar, there is one saying, that is so. The mean the one feel. So that how to say the object to that object of that action. The person object of that action is the old one. He get the old karma, the result of old karma. So this is like you here, you, and you do that mean that the person who performed that new action, it is new for him. That is why in this case we have to understand whatever a bad thing come to me is due to my bad karma in the past, and also a lack of my power in the present. Not only the past karma is managing our life, the present karma also managing our life. So this bad karma, in this event, happening bad thing to us is due to the past karma and also due to the present karma. Lack of the power to prevent it. This is our own. From the other side, if he is not doing to me, he will do the other to the other. That's why he is doing new one. He is doing new one. That's in this way we have to understand from both sides in this situation. Not only following to him, oh, it is my mistake, or my mistake. No, this is not correct. And also, blaming back to him. No, it is not my fault to you. Also not correct. So my fault. And also your fault. My fault is the old one, and your fault is the new one. Okay.
Dear Bhante, if the karma is not a full cause karma, then it cannot take the rebirth generating role. However, is it still possible to take on supportive, obstructive, or destructive roles? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Of course, yes, you are correct. Yeah, although the karma is not a full course of karma, although it cannot generate rebirth, it can be the other types. So they are supported, obstructed, or destructed. It can be. Okay, right.
Vandami Venerable Bante, the wholesome weighty karma is the attainment of jhana. Can we include the attainment of vipassana jnana, magga, phala, to the wholesome weighty karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so in this case, very good question here. In this case, putting aside the vipassana jnana, the magga. So magga and phala are not considered as a karma because the correlation associated with magga and phala, they cut off the round of the samsara. So karma and result circulation of the round of the cycle are cut by the magga and phala. That is why they are not considered here as a karma. And for the vipassana jnana, we cannot consider it as a weighty karma because sometimes it is not that powerful. Sometimes, as you know, the vipassana jnana is sometimes enough to powerful to prevent the other karma and then take the opportunity to be reborn. But they are not reached to the weighty karma. They are not reached to the weighty karma, although they are sometimes powerful. And sometimes they are not powerful. That is why, compared to the weighty karma, actually, so here, Venerable Devadatta practiced the samatha meditation up to the jhana level. So up to the jhana level, and also maybe he practiced the vipassana meditation in some extent, but they cannot be the weighty karma because even the jhana, which is included as a weighty karma, disappear when he start to perform the round, persuading the Ajadasattu with the evil expectation. So vipassana jnana is not included in the weighty karma. But the jhana, even the jhana attainment, compared to the higher one, the second one, weighty karma, losing its power. Also, the attainment of the jhana must be, we want to say that, maintained to the near-death moment, up to the near-death moment, to regard as a weighty karma. If he lost during the lifetime, like a Venerable Devadatta, they are not the power, they don't have the power of weighty karma. So here, the vipassana jnana is not included in the weighty karma. The magga and phala are also, because their reason, they are cutting off, they are the power to cut off the cycle of rebirth. Okay.
Bante, how 500 bats, animals in the lower realm, suffering can understand the monks and Venerable Sariputta's Abhidhamma chanting to reborn in the Deva realm? And how Bante think of some people who say that the Abhidhamma is not directly from the Buddhas, it's not directly taught to human beings by the Buddhas, and it's not true. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so the first one, the 500 bats did not listen to the Venerable Sariputta's Abhidhamma talk. So 500 bats are in the during the time of the Kassapa Buddha, not this time. So they were bad, 500 bad, but they were reborn as a human and get ordained as a disciple of the Venerable Sariputta and learn the Abhidhamma. So this is the first one. And also in the lower realm, being an animal, they didn't understand Abhidhamma. They just developed the veneration So attitude of veneration or adoration to the voice of the month recitation, Abhidhamma recitation. This is the only karma they have done related to the Abhidhamma. So, and also the second part of the question, and we have already introduced about how the Abhidhamma come to the human realm. The Abhidhamma is preached by the Buddha himself to the Deva audience, the Deva, and during that time the Buddha came down to the human realm for his Pindapada, and he briefly explained to the Brihmacariputra, and Brihmacariputra handed over to his 500 monks, those who have been 500 beds. So his disciple, then through his disciple, the Abhidhamma teaching come to exist in the Buddha's teaching. So this is the Theravada system of Abhidhamma history. So the argument still developing in the Western side or some other country of Theravada tradition. Also, they are not accepting the Abhidhamma as the Buddha's teaching. But still, studying about the Abhidhamma, Theravada Abhidhamma, we accept that literature, that history come in the literature. Okay. Okay, so the one thing we left is the last week, one of our member complained that his edition of book is playing the 64 Antaraka equal to Asankhyaga, 1 Asankhyaga. That is correct, but I could not find that edition. But the explanation, according to the explanation, we take 20 Antaraka equal to 1 Asankhyaga. But the other teacher, that is the some scholars say, but generally accepted view is 64 Antarakapa equal to 1 Asankhyaga. So we have to notice that the 64 Antarakapa equal to 1 Asankhyaga, and some teachers say that 20 Antarakapa equal to 1 Asankhyaga, and also other teacher like the Appare in this place, and other teachers say the 80 Antarakapa equal to Asankhyaga, different views. So, and different scholars are described different views because it is not directly come in the Buddha's Sutta teaching. So the later scholar, they have a different view of that. And also 4 Asankhyaga equal to 1 Mahakapa. They have the same view in this case. Okay, so now I wish to answer that question of the previous lesson. Okay, so now let's continue to make aspiration and share our merit. Please repeat after me. Imina punya kamena.
Imina punya kamena.
Mami bala samagamo.
Mami bala samagamo.
Satam samagamo hotu.
Satam samagamo hotu.
Yava nibbana patiya.
Yava nibbana patiya.
Idame punyam.
Idame punyam.
Asavakaya vahang hotu.
Asavakaya vahang hotu.
Idame punyam.
Idame punyam.
Nibbana sapachayo hotu.
Nibbana sapachayo hotu.
Mama punya bhagam.
Mama punya bhagam.
Sabha satanam bhajimi.
Sabha satanam bhajimi.
Te sabbe.
Te sabbe.
Me samam.
Me samam.
Punya bhagam labantu.
Punya bhagam labantu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.